Welcome back to Grit Gym Live, Rise Coffee Live. We're here with Rachel. It's Rachel Tuesday. What did you call it? Tuesdays with Rachel. It sounded a little funny.
I didn't hear about that.
Tuesdays with Rachel. Can I have a second? All right, so we do this Tuesday. We talk about how do you give support to your relationships, because we all have relationships, right? Health, wealth, relationships, time. Well, health is your biggest resource, and then all the other ones below that. I think people would probably put wealth down at the bottom of that four list, and then put time and relationships as their two next big resources in there. Health being the biggest, and then your relationships, I think, would be the next one down. And relationships can definitely help you and hurt you in your health game, because it's so easy to get caught up in all the bullshit of our world, and to kind of like dig down deeper and deeper into not eating so healthy, and not being each other's what do you call that? Not devil's advocate. Partner in crime. Being each other's partner in crime. Like, you just kind of like help each other. Oh, you don't need to show up for that workout. Oh, you don't need to eat that salad.
Your supporter can be your biggest.
Yeah, your biggest supporter can be your biggest
enemy.
weakness. An enemy.
Weakness. Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. But anyway, so we come on the show to give you some ideas. It's not really, I think I end up throwing my opinion out there pretty often, but I think this show is more about giving you ideas that you guys can use, and to bounce ideas and to start a discussion on the topics. So you guys can get in the comments section, write us questions, comments, perspectives, things like that, because I want to hear your perspective. I know Rachel does too. We're two very, very curious people. Before we were, you might not even know this.
What?
This is years and years ago. I broke down and I made a friend of mine made a list of his like ideal relationship. Like, what he wanted the girl to look like, what he wanted to do with him, what he wanted to, and I was like, man, like, that's ridiculous. You're pushing away all the girls that could be. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. So I went down and I wrote down in my two top, and I started making a list. I went chauvinistic, I got sexist, I got like shallow, I went deep, I went every different direction that you could possibly imagine. But my two biggest ones at the top of the page, and the ones that I prioritized the most, were courage and curiosity. And Rachel and I are both extremely curious people, and the more the perspectives that you are willing to understand, the more your intelligence grows. That's how I define intelligence anyway. How do you define intelligence? Not how you define intelligence? We hadn't talked about this before, actually.
Well, like this morning, when you're not open to new ideas, and you kind of you're kind of being like.
Are you saying that okay? Everybody just heard that I was being ignorant and that I wasn't. But you meant just in general. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like me, or just people in general.
I mean, I try not to be just this or that.
I knew you weren't calling me ignorance.
Okay, good.
But yes. All right. Anyway, so this is about perspectives, and today's topic is about how do you help each other. How do you become each other's biggest support in the scenario? I mean, by what I do, I see a ton of people that
in health and fitness.
Yeah, in health and fitness, they come in and they want to lose weight, right? Like, duh. You know, a lot of people want to lose weight, but then they'll start doing nutritional things, and you'll give them ideas to do, and they will say, well, that's great and all, but my husband would never go for it, or my wife would never do that, or my kids would never eat that, so I can't serve that. I can't do that. Anyway, so that's what the show's about. And do you have anything to say before we jump into it, before I steal more of your coffee? Because it's delicious.
We're sharing it. It's fine.
Are you like, I wish I had my own? Was that
your
way of saying that? Because that was really funny. It's fine.
Well, yeah, like how I was saying before, some of the people that would love to see you succeed the most are going to be your biggest obstacle.
Say it again.
So the people who love you most and want to see you reach your goals are going to be the biggest obstacle. And
remember, we have
what?
I love you and I want you to do well.
What? Shh.
There are a lot of microphones here, and so you're not really talking to me. You're talking to all those microphones.
Okay. Well, they want to see you reach your goals, but they're going to be the biggest distraction or the biggest obstacle in reaching those. And they don't even know it, but they are. So
wait, they're your biggest obstacle? What do you mean?
So say you're like, hey, I'm going to lose 100 pounds in a year. Like, if some of the people that are like in the beginning, like, yeah, go do it, are going to be the biggest people that are going to give you your obstacle. Like they're going to break your mental, like you're trying to be mentally strong and trying to go to your workouts every day and be on a routine, but they're also going to be the ones that are like, hey, come out and like, let's go party tonight, or let's go out to eat.
Yeah, because you hear the dialogue already.
You can skip that workout.
Yeah, that workout's not that big a deal. Or the one, like, what do you mean you need to lose another 10 pounds? You look great. That's crazy. And like to them, I think that they're being supportive. It's like they're trying to make you feel better about, oh, you don't need to lose another 10 pounds. Well, some people out there in the world don't need to lose another 10 pounds.
Obviously, yeah.
But we're not talking about them. We're talking about the people. Yeah, it's not their goal.
It's a personal goal.
If your goal is to lose 10 pounds, we're using numbers here. I don't really like using numbers. I like using sizes.
Yeah.
Like you get going from a size 12 to a size 10, from a size 10 to a size 8, whatever it is. But for the sake of the discussion here, it just makes it easier to talk in terms of numbers.
Well, some people get so clear about their goal and what they want to look like or what they want to achieve in their fitness journey that they kind of forget to be clear about it in the beginning with the people that are around them.
Oh, that's a good point.
So, like, maybe having that conversation, saying, like, to your friends, for example, the friends are going to be, like, obviously they care about you the most, and they understand that you're, like, working out and stuff, but they don't get, oh, you want to get to a certain point by a certain time. So having a clear conversation about it, maybe saying, like, guys, I'm not going to be able to go out every single weekend like we used to, or I'm not going to be able to go out to eat every other day with you.
I actually hear this a lot.
Like, maybe we can go to different places, but try not to encourage me to do things that you know are against my plan.
So be upfront with your friends and
your significant other
and your family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. What I see a lot is the projection of fear from all the friends. It's like if you were normally the fat girl in the group, and then you go and you lose 100 pounds, you're no longer the fat girl in the group, and the rest of the group is like, well, why is she getting all the attention now? What's this about? Yeah, I've seen that happen.
Also in relationships, like maybe the guy is afraid the girl is going to lose too much weight and leave them. So in little tiny ways, he's gonna put in his 2 cents and kind of like break down over and over and over again.
Yeah, and this is actually a really big one. I see this one, like the two ones that we just laid out there. So the friend kind of sabotaging or attempting to sabotage, because no matter what, like you're ultimately responsible for everything that happens in your life. You are not a victim of your scenario. You are powerful beyond measure, but you can let people in and let
especially those
you can
people.
take their invitation to get you off course, and that can happen from your significant other. It can happen from your friends. This is one thing that I see a ton is the insecurity or the fear, whatever you want to call it. It's called what it is. It's the fear of the I guess I won't. If you lose 100 pounds, then I won't be good enough for you anymore, and you'll leave me. If you lose 100 pounds, then you'll get all the attention, and I won't get any, and you'll be the hot girl in the group. If you lose 100 pounds, whatever it is. So, yeah, I've seen that scenario play out multiple times. It's a hard one to watch because if you let it, it'll just tear apart that friendship. It'll tear apart that marriage. It'll tear apart that relationship.
Yeah. So, like by making it clear in the beginning, like this is going to happen, and I'm just saying it's not about you, it's about me.
What about when they come back with you don't need to do that, that's a ridiculous goal, or even worse, the get real?
Well, then you need to distance from them.
You're saying you should be friends with that person anymore?
I'm not saying you should not be friends with them, but just like in that instance, they are going to be detrimental to your goal. So if it's really your goal, then they can't be a part of that. Don't share with them, hey, I'm going to the gym. Don't say like, just keep it to yourself.
Lie to them, then?
No, you're not lying to them. They're not going to pump you up. They're going to bring you down. So
I personally think you kick them out, but
like that's you. I know that's you.
But like I'm a little bit like I live.
Sometimes it's your family. And you don't want to.
Hey, you kick them out.
What's your priority? Is your fitness goal or your friends and family? It depends. It's what your goal is.
Well, how much you want
to prioritize.
I think you get into that, how much you want to prioritize your goal there. Because there are times in my life where I've had to just completely ostracize my family. Just be like, I can't be part of you guys' life right now, so I'm getting my stuff together. I've got goals. I cannot. I know that I could, but it would be much easier for me. It's going to be hard anyway. It's going to be harder with you around. If I go off by myself and I take care of this, then one day I can come back and be around you again. But for right now, I got to go. I've done that before. And I know that seems completely ridiculous to you, but to me it was just like,
I think
me taking care of my life was more important than my family at that time. Not forever, but at that time.
Yeah, and that's what getting clear and having that conversation can be about.
Yeah.
You know, in the beginning of that goal setting, that certain people are going to be that distraction. So if you want them to be around, they're the people that you need to talk to in the beginning.
What do you say to them?
Just like, I know this might sound crazy and it's not something that you totally agree with, but this is my goal. It's very important to me.
Well, how do you know that they don't agree with you? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
assuming.
I'm hypotheticalizing.
You never know who's going to be with you or against you.
Yeah.
They in the beginning they could be like, yeah, go for it, blah blah blah, but they might be the ones that are actually.
Yeah, and you and I both had that where we had friends that we were all gung ho about something, and we were going for it, and we thought everybody was on the same page, and they weren't even close.
So usually it's going to be the people that you care about most, the people that you take their opinion to heart the most.
Yeah,
they're going to be the ones that you feel the most, you take it the most personally from their point of view.
You mean the naysayer,
their opinions,
the doubter, or the hater, or
no, their opinions matter to you the most, and those are the people that are gonna cause you the most trouble in that goal.
In what ways?
If they decide to be negative towards your journey, you're going to take that the most to heart, and it's going to be the hardest to get around.
I don't think that I don't even know it in my life, and this has been a thing for me where I let the naysayers in. I don't think I took it personal. I think that because I didn't really ever get upset about it.
Hardest.
It just happened without me even knowing it.
Yeah,
I think that's the power of the naysayer, or you relinquishing your power to the naysayer, is that it happens without you even realizing it. It's just all of a sudden you're down about it. It's like, God damn it. You realize it 5 years later, but 5 years later, your goal is gone. I don't, 32 years old, I don't need to be a state champion.
You can even be okay, so a good example is your kids. They require so much attention. Say you're going to workouts every morning, and they're like, no, don't go.
Being clear with your kids.
You care most about those people.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying leave your kids and whatever, but I'm just saying they're super innocent. They don't know exactly what is going on. So maybe having a conversation with a 5-year-old is going to be a little tougher, but if they see you working hard at something.
I think that goes back to the priorities thing, though. I cut you off there.
No, that's good.
I think it goes back to the priorities thing because, you could explain to I think most parents could probably, and we're not parents, so this is just all hypothetical stuff here, but I think most parents could sit down and explain to the kid, mom or dad, dad has to go to work, so you get to go here, and I'll be back soon. And so why don't we do that with workouts? When I say dad has to go to workouts, I think that would instill, I'm guessing that would instill in that kid that going to work out is important. So I think that in that moment, you would be teaching that kid an extremely valuable lesson.
Especially if it becomes a routine.
And
if it's not super sporadic, they can see, every morning, my mom is going to leave at this time. She'll be back. She's not leaving me forever. But at that moment, it could seem I don't know, they're skipping out.
But both of us grew up with workaholic parents.
Yeah.
a lot of good lessons there, right? So,
A lot of good lessons.
and my mom always worked out. It's no wonder why I became.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Janet always worked out. Like you walk in and like there's Jane Fonda and Janet just going nuts, burn baby.
She did tell me
burn
about how she used to do sit-ups every night.
Yeah, she's always on something. She was like,
like, well, once you have kids, because she's so much better at that ab roller than I am. Oh my God.
This is
she goes
Janet.
all the way down on the ab roller.
Janet, my mom. Yeah.
I'm like, wow, you're good at that. And she's like, well, I had kids. I had to do sit-ups every night.
Yeah, she was pretty hard on her body. Like I was pretty hard on my body too. But it's kind of like she still. I think me seeing her value exercise so much made me value exercise that much too. And I had other goals too. Like I wanted to be this big, strong guy. You know, I grew up getting my ass kicked all the time. I didn't want to get my ass kicked forever. How do you stop getting your ass kicked? You become the biggest, strongest guy. That was what my solution was anyway.
Goal.
So that was my goal.
And I'm sure people tried to like say like, oh, you're eating too much, or like,
yeah,
you don't need to work out
well,
so much.
Actually, what it was for me was, like I'm not putting them down at all. My cousins are awesome. But I have two cousins on the Reese side, and different body types. They're very endomorph guys. They put on muscle really easy, but they also put on fat really easy. I don't necessarily do that as well. So, like me, I'm going to have a hard time putting on fat. I'm going to have a hard time putting on muscle because I'm a little bit more on the mesomorph, kind of towards the ectomorph side. So I think they would see me. It just means that I'm a little bit more of a hard gainer than most people. Like I could still put on muscle. Rach is just very standard ectomorph. Your shorter, stockier guys that put on muscle really easy, those are your more classic endomorphs. But one of the things that they weren't really being, I don't think they even knew that they were doing it. I totally understand why it was happening, but they would say, that'll catch up with you. You won't be able to do that forever. You eat too much. You know, there's a lot of that, but I was like, and I didn't really know what to say, so I just kept on eating. But I was having to put down like at least 10,000 calories a day, not kidding, to be able to grow the way that I needed to grow, to be the kind of person become the kind of person I wanted to be.
And yeah, how would they understand that?
Yeah, they didn't. But yeah, because to them that's ridiculous. Like, why would you want to be a big guy? I'm a big guy, you know. Like I'm gonna take a wild guess. They probably didn't want to.
Exactly, and that's an example of a family member who, I don't know.
Really easy,
yeah. Somebody
that you really care about, that cares about you, that wants the best for you, and they don't even know that they're saying it and projecting their kind of fear of not being enough onto you. And I'm glad I just kept on eating. Yeah, would have really sucked, but yeah, it's what I had to do in the moment, and it's just a situation where it ends up happening. But what about when, let's say somebody goes on a nutrition plan, not a diet. I don't like talking about diets. Diets are ridiculous. What if they go on a plan to be strategic, and they go on this nutrition plan, and the other significant other, the other side of the spouse, the other side of the relationship, what should they do first to be supportive if we want to go the other way?
Okay.
Let's say you want to do something with your body and you want to go on this
so I can only eat certain things and.
Right.
Okay. I don't know, what should you do?
What should I do?
I mean, be supportive.
Tell me now.
Be supportive.
Ooh. We had a discussion about this. Apparently, I'm a very good snapper, and I had no idea.
It hurts my ears.
But to me, I think I think back in wrestling when I would see dads yell at their son about making weight, and I was just like, hey, fat ass, why don't you go on the goddamn diet? You know, like why don't you cut weight with him? That was always my first thought when I would see dads getting on their kid about not being able to make weight.
So get on board with their nutrition as well.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, it doesn't have to be like super restrictive, like only eating.
You stop drinking that.
Yeah, I want the rest.
I'm gonna get amped. No, I really think I do truly think if you're in a relationship and your significant other has this goal, has this idea, has this thing that they want to do, regardless of what it is, as long as it's healthy, and it's it meets like
beneficial.
requirements of your morals and ethics and all that stuff. It's beneficial. You better do it too. Like, why wouldn't you just jump on board and do it too? That blows my mind.
So that kind of plays into the nutrition part of it.
Yeah.
Like grocery shopping and
grocery shopping
meals and
you don't get to if you're
meal plans throughout the week. I was also thinking having a routine.
Like what?
So we know every Tuesday morning we're going to eat breakfast at Maury.
Sure. Yeah.
So we go to Midtown and we eat breakfast. That's us going out to eat. Or every Thursday night, I'm working till 8 p.m. So we usually get like Oasis takeout. That's like our go-to takeout.
Yeah.
Other than that, we don't really go out to eat.
No, not really. Taco Tuesday every now and then, but that's usually just me.
Or every Friday night, I'm usually working late, and so he gets to make pizza.
Not every Friday.
Almost every Friday.
That is not.
Or you get to order pizza.
I don't think I've done that in months.
Mm.
That's not super often, but yeah, every once in a while.
But
you have to have those scheduled cheats in though. Like there's things that you're just not gonna want to necessarily do. And if you're gonna choose, if Oasis is cheating, like oh god,
it's so good. Though.
It's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
But we make breakfast every morning, other than the Midtown.
You mean like just routines so that you guys can...
creating routines so it's not just like...
So there's that expectation, there's security, there's you know what to, what am I trying to say? Like you want variety, but what's the opposite of variety?
Not variety.
Not variety. Anyway, I'll think about it here in a little bit.
You don't want to
10 minutes after the show's over.
You don't want it to become like scheduled and
so
routine and
awful.
Bland.
I do know. I grew up with her kids. She was like the nutritionist that would go on KCRG and like teach people. Anyway, if you went over to her house and you looked at their calendar, you could flip through for months. I mean, like they would know what they were going to be eating in June, like spaghetti on June 6th.
Kind of like
something else on June 7th.
In elementary school, like you got the whole month plan. What you're going to eat, and so you're like, oh, I'm not going to bring my lunch today because I'm going to eat whatever day it was.
Did you bring your lunch? I never brought my lunch to school. No. Well, I did, but
I maybe like
just I boycotted
10 times out of the 12.
Little rebel me couldn't just be okay with eating regular school lunch for some reason.
Yeah, I love being
silly.
Eat hot lunch.
Should we take questions, comments?
Okay.
Ooh. Just a little bit. Okay. So Molly Jones, oh my gosh, how are you? It is truly a good friend if they don't support your if they don't support your goal. Oh yeah, it's a question. Is it truly a good friend if they don't support your goals despite it affecting your relationship? Yeah, I think that's a good question. Like, is it really a friend? Like, is it really a friendship if you don't have the support, if you don't have each other's backs? I don't know. I don't think it. I think you could probably have a relationship built on that, but it's not one that I would want to be a part of. What about you?
If you say this to them and you say, like, I'm going to be going on this fitness journey, please be supportive of me, and then they still do it, and that's not being a good friend. That doesn't mean that they are a bad friend.
Yeah, right, because that kind of gets into the good and bad.
Sometimes they don't realize that they're being
subjective.
They're being shitty.
Yeah. Like my cousins, I don't think they were being bad guys. I don't think my aunt and uncle were being bad people. Like, not at all. Like, I think they were great. I think they were always super supportive of me. That was just a little thing that they had that they didn't even mean to project that.
They are probably not as
and it didn't really affect me all that much.
They're probably not as informed in health and fitness as you are. To them, they don't see the side of you working out every day.
Or and this is back when I was like I was studying like so much.
Clearly, if you're eating 10,000 calories a day, you're not going to be able to maintain that. They didn't see that other side of it, like you working out as much as you work.
Yeah.
To them, if they ate 10,000 calories, then they probably would be humongous.
Yeah, it wouldn't. It probably would not have been beneficial. Okay, so Molly Jones also says, haha, miss you guys.
Yeah.
What's up?
Pauses it.
If you guys have any other questions, comments, make sure to put them down in the comments section or just perspectives. I would love to hear your perspective on any of the topics. And please, if you can take the time to slap the share button and send this out to everybody that you know, whether it's a direct message to somebody, a friend of yours that can benefit from this. If you do this, this is my challenge to you, would be that you send it, if you're going to send it to someone, make sure to send it to their significant other too. Because I truly think, like, I try to get as many, whoever comes to the gym, I want them and their significant other, their best friend, their spouse, whatever it is, on the same plan.
That reminds
Approximately,
me.
obviously. It's got to be good for them. But
So, like, the group workouts, like, you have, I don't even know who they are, but on your challenge, I see 2 names on one of the cards.
Dave and Julie, they're
So
fantastic.
I'm assuming they're spouses,
Yeah,
right?
they are.
And they finish their workout challenge more than a lot of the people at the gym. But they come in every single time, right?
Yeah.
Together.
I think that they're already done with their 50 workout
Yeah,
challenge. That doesn't
finished
end
it.
until October 21st.
So
but
they made a
finished
goal
way
to go
early.
to every workout together, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So they had that support from their significant other.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
there
They're a
every
really
step of the way.
interesting couple.
50 workouts is a lot for somebody that doesn't work
Yeah.
out usually.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Both of them are just very fascinating people. He's definitely a brain for sure. He's a smart guy.
That's cool.
Yeah, really into movies. Caitlin says, just jumped on WoW. Hey, awesome. Do it. Any other last things? I think we're going to get off here pretty soon.
The compete with each other.
Compete with each other, not. Yeah.
So this is in the significant other thing aspect of it, but compete with each other, not against each other.
Not against each other, but with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you want to push each other along,
Right.
not create obstacles and doubt into their heads along the way.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be like a goal. It's just like, this is what we're going to do from now on, like a lifestyle.
You're going into it together, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because love is not a competitive sport, right?
Well, yeah.
If you make love a competitive sport, no one's loving nobody. Like either
No
side.
one's loving nobody.
Put that on a t-shirt.
But yeah, and I think if you have that person right next to you that's on the same page, like, who knows how far you guys can take it.
I agree. I 100% agree. It's just, I personally.
So much further than if you have somebody competing against you.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a certain amount of like having a healthy competition between friends, but I don't think like in this scenario, I don't think the gym is a place where it should be cooperative. It should be everybody helping everybody. It shouldn't be a competitive thing. It shouldn't be somebody wins and somebody loses. I think you get into some very serious stuff when somebody loses and somebody wins. When you get into the cooperative setting where both people win, and don't get me wrong, I like competition. I really do. You put me on a football field, I want to obliterate you. I want to just absolutely dominate the entire thing. I want you to lose and I want to win. But in the weight room, I don't want to do that. I want both of us to get stronger. I want both of us to get healthier. I want both of us to move better. I think it should be very cooperative. Kind of hijacked your thing there, didn't I?
But beyond that, even.
What's that?
Your motivation should come from yourself and you shouldn't rely on other people
to
boost you up.
That's a good point.
And cheer you on along the way, because you never know.
Right.
Like, what if your significant other drops out and just like becomes the detriment?
Yeah.
So
you can't
find
fall
motivation
there.
from that.
Right. Yeah. It's that's going to be a tough one for sure.
It's gonna have to be
so you got to
the whole time.
That's why I say if it's going to be, it is up to me. You've never heard that before, have you? I say it on the show all the time.
I feel like I have heard it. Some version of it.
Some version of it. But what else we have on here? I like your comment on getting clear. Or Aaron says that I like your comment on getting clear. Sometimes it's not always about them being unsupported. It's being supportive while still meeting your relationship needs.
Whoa.
Mind blown. All right, guys, please take the time, hit the share button, and send this out. If you do share this with somebody, please also send it to their significant other, their wife, their spouse, their husband, whatever it happens to be. Am I actually politically correct in that sentence? You said wife, husband, significant other. Does that include everybody? I watched this thing on political correctness, this video the other day, and it was insane. The guy like said he couldn't say ladies and gentlemen. There was like, I don't remember. It was crazy, and the word marginalized kept on coming up. And
maybe that's another topic for another day.
Another topic for another day. But I thought it was interesting. I was like, wow, I didn't even know that these
Just say spouse.
These were things. Spouse it is. All right, guys, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Every Tuesday, Rach comes on the show to talk about how you can be, how in relationships we can help support each other in our health journeys. But anyway, go ahead and slap the share button, hit like, send this over to, and then go over to Rise Coffee. What is it?
Rise Coffee Cafe IC.
Rise Coffee Cafe IC. It's in the like section of the Grit Gym Facebook page too. So anyway, thanks for being here, guys. Really appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow at 12:30.